And in a separate incident, police have arrested a man who allegedly stabbed two people inside the subway system. Officials say yesterday at 6 a.m., the suspect stabbed a 42-year-old man on the D train in Manhattan. Police say he was stabbed in the right shoulder before the suspect ran away from the 59th Street Columbus Circle station. A little over an hour later, police say the same suspect stabbed a 19-year-old on the number 2 train in the Bronx. Officials say he was stabbed in the left arm unprovoked while on the train.
Out of the arrest in a frightening stabbing spree in Queens and Brooklyn. The suspect, 27-year-old Jermaine Regour, is expected to make his first appearance in court this afternoon, where he is facing several counts of attempted murder.
Police say he randomly stabbed 6 people in Queens and Brooklyn over a 9-day period. The question investigators are still trying to figure out is why.
Eyewitness News reporter NJ Burkett is at the courthouse in Kew Gardens with the very latest. NJ.
Yeah, right, Liz. It is both puzzling and disturbing. We're outside Queens Criminal Court, Kew Gardens, Queens, where, yes, he is expected to appear before a judge in the coming hours. The charges, multiple counts of assault and attempted murder. He was moved out of the 113th precinct about 2 hours ago, Liz. His name is Jermaine Regour, 27 years old, with no criminal history and no known history of mental illness. Yet police say he's the guy in the surveillance video, the man seen holding the hunting knife. The knife he allegedly used to stab 6 people over the course of 9 days. All survived their wounds, but all of the attacks were random, senseless, and unprovoked. Word of the attacks prompted a large-scale mobilization as officers canvassed the entire neighborhood and detectives ran down leads. The arrest came in a matter of hours after tips from the public and exhaustive detective work. The victims told police the attacker said nothing. After one incident, he actually laughed in a man's face. So you had vast numbers of police officers who essentially dropped everything to track him down.
Ultimately, it came down to basic detective work. Chasing down leads, knocking on doors. It was about walking through neighborhoods and talking to people, interviewing witnesses and canvassing video. And through it all, we remained focused on one thing: ending this threat.
When you have a chilling incident as a person who chooses to randomly assault and stab individuals not only on our streets but also on the subway system, it just sends the wrong message to New Yorkers that use our subway systems and who live in the various communities of this city.
And the biggest sigh of relief coming without a doubt from Mayor Adams. Jermaine Regour, as we said, he's been taken to Queens Central booking. He's expected to appear before a judge in the coming hours. The motive for all of this, if there is one, still not clear this afternoon. Live in
Okay, Shalom. Like to say, call on Yah, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, Bashem Hakadash, the honors to the apostles and Ellsbury Millstone, peace and citation, the hopeful election. And the title of this video is going to be 2 men arrested after unprovoked stabbing sprees in NYC. So, I may make the lesson title that to some effect. But other than that, you know, it really shows you the time that we're really living in, that we're living in some real evil times. Because, mind you, as you can see from what the Pix 11 news outlet and the other news outlet called Eyewitness ABC 7NY, yeah, you could pretty much see, you know, the stuff that they were saying, you know, the details that the news reporter gave out on how one of those guys that committed like 6 stabbings, and I think the other one he did like 2 stabbings. It was pretty much like unprovoked, and then this was in the subway. And all this happened for no, you know, like apparent reason. But it really shows you that, you know, these are demons that are, you know, hopping on these type of people to commit these type of acts. So let me bring out some information from the article. It says 2 men arrested after separate subway stabbing sprees in New York City. So it says Springfield Garden, 2 men are under arrest. Well, this is Friday, January 19, 2024. So Springfield Garden, Queens. 2 men are under arrest after a series of separate stabbings across New York City, including 3 on the subway in one day. A 27-year-old Queens man is in custody for 2 stabbings on Wednesday at Columbus Circle and in the Bronx. The suspect, identified as Mark Ford of Queens, was spotted in the Bedford Park station in the Bronx at 7:28 in the morning. Thursday, after a brief chase, was taken into custody. He was in possession of 2 knives at the time of the arrest. He has multiple prior arrests, including 5 in the last 12 months for charges ranging from assault to sex crimes. And let's see, it says he was charged with assault and criminal possession of a weapon in both attacks. The stabbings are not related to the stabbing on the subway in Brooklyn on Wednesday morning, which is now linked to Queens stabbing suspect Jermaine Rieger, who was from the 113 precinct in Jamaica on Thursday. Rieger, the suspect in a spree of unprovoked stabbings in Queens, has been charged with attempted murder and attacks on 5 people. He was arrested Wednesday afternoon in Springfield Gardens, just blocks away from where a handful of attacks took place. When detectives searched his home, they found the hunting knife he allegedly used during the stabbings. Police say the 27-year-old is connected to several stabbings on or nearby subways and an NTA bus. The first 2 stabbings were back-to-back attacks at 7:30 a.m. and 7:35 a.m. at 134 Avenue and 161 Street. A 74-year-old man was stabbed in the lower abdomen while escorting his wife to work. The suspect ran to 161 Street, where he stabbed a 41-year-old man in the back while he was leaving his residence to move his car. Police said both victims were taken to Jamaica Hospital and are expected to survive. The third attack happened about 25 minutes later at Parson Boulevard and Archer Avenue, and that's over there by Jamaica, New York. And the 36-year-old victim was on his way to work when he boarded an MTA bus that sat next to the suspect. The victim and the suspect then got into a verbal dispute over a seat. Police say they both exited the bus, where the suspect stabbed the victim once and ran away. So it's not even worth it fighting over a damn seat. But anyway, back to the article. It says authorities said Rieger is also responsible for stabbing a 34-year-old woman who was walking home from work just after midnight on Tuesday near 158th Street and 134th Avenue. Especially in the night, you definitely got to be on guard. But this nigga was doing this shit in the morning too. So it says the woman was taken to a hospital and it was said to be stable. Police also linked the suspects to a 5th incident on January 8th, where a 61-year-old man was stabbed in the lower back at the intersection of 157th Street and 137th Avenue. The man was taken to the hospital and said to be stable. And let's see, it says during a press conference on Thursday morning, police said Rieger is now linked to a subway stabbing in Brooklyn. In that case, a 28-year-old man was riding northbound J subway train when a man walked up to him and stabbed him in the abdomen in an unprovoked attack around 9:45 in the morning. He has not been charged yet in that attack. Rieger has no criminal history, and police say he used a hunting knife to stab his victims, a stark contrast to what he did for work as he welcomed patients at Woodhull Hospital. Meanwhile, in an unrelated attack tied to the subway, police continue to search for the person responsible for fatally shooting a beloved school crossing guard on a train in Brooklyn. Wow. And it really shows you right there that the type of world that we live in. But other than that, I'll bring us the scripture, Lord, when it makes us edifying. And this is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. It says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is." Yeah, man. So, this really shows you right there, man, that just from that scripture alone, you gotta really just be on the lookout, keep your head on a swivel. That's part of being circumspect, looking all around you, watching your surroundings, in the morning, the afternoon, the night, and especially in the night. But even then, it's like this nigga was doing crime in broad daylight in the morning. He don't care. And that's the thing about these people. These demons on these people, they're starting to get even more just bolder and bolder. Like, they're just not even caring about the shit they're doing. And here it is, society still, intact, things are still in order, to some extent. And it's like people are just out there just doing whatever pleases their, flesh and wickedness. Like, come on, like, how crazy can you be to commit unprovoked stabbings? And the other nigga in the 30-second clip video, he looked like he got a demon on him, like a Joker type of demon. To see him with his stupid ass smile. And I tell you, man, like, the world that we live in, it's like, this is insane. Only in this kingdom shit like this goes on, Because if this was the ancient world, them niggas would have been put to a horrific death just for even just doing some shit like that. And let it be the first offense of them doing an unprovoked stabbing in ancient times. They would have been put to death. And that's why, like, just seeing that how people could just do some unprovoked attacks to you, it just shows you right there that, how crazy people are getting. And the time that we coming into, like, these people are just waxing worse and worse. And they're just becoming, even more cold than ever. And there's a scripture for that. It tells you that in Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah. So, we seeing these people getting worse and worse, and we're also seeing how these people are just basically becoming even more cold-blooded than ever. But this is all prophecy of how we're in the end times, It says in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 13, it says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Right. Just evil men in general just waxing worse on the fact that how they're just doing all type of crimes just cause, like, cause they got demons in them and they want to basically, they just want to go out there and try to start some shit. And I'm not gonna lie, there's some pussy ass niggas most likely, trying to, harm people that they feel like they could, have a better advantage of. Like, come on, man. You're gonna try to target people that are older than you, that seem to be a little helpless. Like, one of the niggas was targeting a woman and then, the other nigga targeting old men to stab. Like, y'all are really some fucking pussy ass niggas. And I just hope that Yahweh Shah just get you niggas, like, tortured, like, just horrifically, just for even just doing some shit like this. And there's a last precept I want to bring out. And it says in 2 Ezra chapter 14, verse 17, it says, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. Right. And we basically are in that time where the evils are just intensifying, because we already have an evil king, which is Esau, that rules the world in wickedness. And then you have it to where 2/3 of our people, scriptures talk about the way of the wicked seduceth the righteous, which it's talking about our people being seduced by the ways of the wicked. Because you see these two GMO ass niggas going as far as committing those type of crimes. Both of them niggas got, like, they dreaded, like, hairstyle. The other nigga in the shorter clip, he definitely has dreads, but the other one in the longer clip by the I7 the Eyewitness News, from ABC 7, it seems as though, like, he has braids that are unkept, and it is apparent it look like dreads, which, you got to keep your braids neat, of course, so that it won't give off the appearance of dreads. But yeah, man, them the type of niggas that are doing all type of wickedness, especially a dread-headed ass nigga. And I could more than likely tell them niggas smoke weed because they look like it too, that they do them things. See, any nigga that's like, they got dreads, that look like them type of niggas, they under the spirit of Shiva, and you gotta stay away from niggas like that as far as possible, But Other than that, I'm just gonna end the lesson there. The point's been made. I'd like to give all glory, praise, honor to Adonai Yahweh, Bashem, Shamalak, Yahweh, Bashem, Kakadash, the honors of the apostles, Else Great Millstone, peace, citation, the whole full elect, Shalom.